Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds by birth, also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Hello and hello everyone. How are you doing? This is your girl, Dr. Tawana Worlds, and I came by to disrupt for just a moment. And that just simply means that I've come by to tear down some lies, tear down some ideologies, tear down and deconstruct some systems and all that good stuff. Okay, I do know that I am not here for everybody, but I am here for somebody. And if that somebody is not you, it may be somebody that you know. So before I get started, I want to kindly ask that you would share this with somebody, whether you have to share it to a DM story. It's absolutely free. Copy the link, tag somebody, all the good stuff that we have to do on these platforms. Okay. Promise that I will not be long. I will be strong. I will be in and out, and I am going to go ahead and get started with that. Hope all is well with everybody. There's a lot of things happening around the world, not just here in the United States. So I always want to share with everyone, if you are going through something, you are not alone. Okay. And if you ever need a listening ear, if you ever need someone to stand in prayer with you, etc., then my DM arms are always open. My email arms are always open. Okay. All hope is not lost. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead. I will share over here on Instagram. I won't be able to turn the camera around and go through the presentation that I have prepared for this live because it's in the wide view and it's not in the elongated view. So I'd have to pull out like this, and then you lose the ability to see the text. So I am just going to read it and go over the presentation. And like I said, I will not be long at all. Build the family, you build the millions. Okay. 2 mentorships, 2 levels, 1 goal, financial freedom through structure. I cannot stress this enough. And I believe that I'm going to come off camera over here because whenever I am on camera and I'm sharing a presentation, I begin to lag and it begins to get really choppy, etc. But I wanted you all to see my face, hear my voice before I turn the screen off and just go ahead and get straight into the presentation. But before I do, I'm going to remove myself off camera so that you're able to hear clearly. It's not all glitchy and choppy. Over here on Instagram, you'll be able to see me, but you won't be able to see the presentation. Okay, so we just gonna get it how we get it, and we're gonna roll with the flow. Before I share, get deep into the details of the presentation, when I just mentioned structures, everything is a system that we live in, we abide by, we go and give our time and our energy. Everything is a system. We have a governmental system, we have a physical system, we have a spiritual system. Everything is systems. And if you don't have a system of your own, you're always under the control of someone who does. It's just real simple. If I haven't built a system that will dictate and that will, preserve my family in the course of action that we take, how we're going to live, then I will always be under the dominion of someone else's. And they will be able to dictate whether I come first, my family come last, whether I can take a vacation, whether I'll have enough provision, for me to sustain myself, all this good stuff. So when you actually take the opportunities when they present themselves to put yourself in a better position, have you your own system, that way if you are a part of another system, you always have yours to fall back on. Or if you want to exit another system, you'll have a system that you can stand on, depend on, etc. Okay, so that is why that's why the title is in the first slide, says when you build the family, because that is first. Everything in this life is centered around the family that God has put in our care. We have been put in the path or the bloodline or the care of another, that we get to share this word or this meaning called family. And when we build it outside of the family, when we build it backwards, when we say that, hey, we're going to work and we're going to spend 65 years of our life working so that we can retire and then enjoy our family, we have put a system over our family. And if this system falls, our family falls as well. That's why you build the family first. There's nothing wrong with working. If you're going to work, you should have a plan. I am going to work for this amount of years. I'm going to take so much out of every paycheck, and I'm going to use that to implement or create a system that will actually allow me, the freedom and the liberty. If I'm spending majority of my time over here in this system, then I have something structured where when I want to take time and spend time with my family, this system that I built will preserve and provide for me and my family. If this system fails and says my time is up, I still have something to stand on. I have a foundation. So that is why we build the family first. When we build that way, with our family first, those entrusted into our care, then we can we can obtain the freedom, and time freedom, money freedom, family freedom, mental freedom. We'll have that freedom, not just financial freedom, but freedom comes through structure. It comes through ownership. It does not come through slavery. Okay, ownership doesn't come through slavery. And you don't have to be a black person or a melanated person to have gone through slavery. We're all slaves of this one American system. We're all slaves of this workforce system. We're all slaves to this credit system. We're all slaves to this tax system. We're all slaves. Doesn't matter what color, what race, what nationality, what tongue, what tribe, what kindred, what zip code, what educational background. Doesn't matter. We're all slaves. Some just a little bit paid more slaves than the others. Okay? So, with that being said, that is the only way. Okay? The only way. Hold on. Let me go ahead and turn that off because that's making my phone vibrate and slide down and all this other crazy stuff. My apologies. All right, we should be good to go there. Okay, so remember that ownership, income, legacy, and that is all built around the family. Why does this matter right now? First and foremost, the economic landscape has shifted permanently. We're not going back to normal. Okay, we're not going back to what we used to know. This whole entire economic, globally landscape has shifted permanently. And most families are still trying to operate on an outdated financial blueprint designed to keep them consuming, not building. The window to reposition yourselves is open right now, but it will not stay open forever. And every single day, they're tightening the reins, they're tightening the grips, they're changing things. It will not stay open forever. So right now, while you can, no matter who you are, no matter how old you are, no matter your gender, no matter your race, no matter your educational background, no matter your income level, no matter who you are right now, the best time to reposition yourself and make sure you good is right now. It's today. The first best time was yesterday. The second best time is now. Okay? Because this will not stay open forever. When I first started coming by here mentioning AI, everything was free. It was open AI for a reason. AI has been around since 1963, 62 when I did my research. It has been used in the military, okay? It has been used everywhere. It was closed off to everyone. And only those who was able to operate and use it profited, really, really well, while the majority did the traditional thing, brick and mortar, go into the store, go into the workforce, all of that, you still had to do a lot of manual labor. But when they opened AI, and that's why it's called open AI, that was for everyone to see how you were going to take a hold or take advantage of the opportunity and where you would end up at after you do such a thing. So a lot of people who didn't know anything at all about AI, it was open to them. They started playing with it. They started staying up a little bit later, getting up a little bit earlier. They started figuring it out, started maneuvering. Hey, this is a new tool, like a kid with a new gadget. They started to do that. Now, to this very day, those people who were fortified, who were diligent, who were determined to, hey, we got a new opportunity. They say AI is out here creating millionaires. At the time this first came out, it was 1,700 millionaires born every single day at that time. So every single day that you awakened, you had one out of 1,700 chances to become a millionaire every single day. So when this day ends, you got 1,700 tomorrow. That day in, you got 1,700 the next day. Now, okay, let me go to Google real quick. Let me give you the exact stats. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Hold on. Let me tell you, because I just looked it up. Okay. Says the U.S. added um, 560,000 new millionaires in the last year, bringing the total to nearly 24 million. Let me see exactly how many millionaires are born every day, because I believe it jumped up to like 3,400, something like that. Hold on, let me type it in this way. Let me just type in how many people have become millionaires. How many people are becoming millionaires every day. So it says every day since 2025, the US is minting over 1,000 new millionaires just in the AI space. Just in the AI space, I type in how many people are becoming millionaires every day with AI. Every day, just in the AI space, 1,000 new millionaires are made every single day. So every day, just in the AI space, you can become a millionaire. It says AI is creating new billionaires at record pace. Do you know how long it takes you and what kind of strategy you actually need to become a billionaire back then? But AI is creating billionaires at record pace. How over 500,000 Americans became millionaires last year with AI. This is all about all surrounding AI. So I said that to say this. This thing has already shifted, and there has never been a time in history for you to actually stop doing what we've been doing all these years that does not seem to work. And if this is what is being done over here and it's working, let me go over here and learn some of this. Let me go over here and do some of this. Not because I want to go out and be the next millionaire. No, millionaires, if you don't have the right mindset, you just a poor minded millionaire with a lot of money. You're going to blow through it real quick. It's not the status of millionaire. It's the status of freedom. It's what the millions can do for you. Can it buy back my time that I wasted in the workforce? Can it actually help me fulfill my purpose that I was originally born to fulfill anyway? Could it give me more longevity in my life? Do you know how many more people would live longer if they didn't have all of the pressure of life? Bills, debt, collectors, creditors, work. I mean, everything that we have to deal with, our bodies take a beating. And that is why they are breaking down more and more and more rapidly than ever before. You got young people. Diabetes is a real epidemic. It's bad. Okay, depression. And then now everything is labeled mental illness. No, it is trauma. It is pressure. Okay, from doing the same things over and over and over, and it's not working out. It's not working out for people. So they find themselves in a repeated cycle, unhappy, miserable, because they're not able to do exactly what they want to do. And guess what? The biggest issue is when we adopted and accepted the paycheck system, we signed up for forever poverty. We signed up for forever poverty because we would rather receive minimum wage to forget the $1 million ideas. I'm going to tell you right now, making $1 million is not hard at all. But when you can think of $1 million idea, we got to think about some of those things. Michael Jackson, right? He wanted to use a certain sleep assisting medication to help him go to sleep. Because in this certain realm of sleep, okay, he was able to come up with ideas. Ideas for what? To make hit music. Most people didn't know for a very long time, Michael Jackson would go into another realm of sleep where he would come out. So did Elvis Presley. He would come out with a record breaking hit. Whether it was a film, whether it was a move, a dance move, whether it was a song, that is how he was able. Elon Musk, they came up with ideas. Bill Gates, they came up with ideas. Everybody who has been successful to this day have come up with an idea that somebody else didn't. Let me create a Facebook platform. Let me create the internet where people can connect with each other in different parts of the world. That's an idea. Let me create a hub where people that need rides can come to my app and find rides that have been vetted safely for them called Uber. Let me come up with an idea that can take rental properties and turn them into short-term stays, Airbnb, and beat out the hotels. Those are called ideas. And when we're so boggled down with what's going on in life, how we need to pay this tomorrow, how we got to work harder, how we can't go over here, how the family needs us over here, how the kids are doing in school, you can't think. You can't even create your own system, so you continue to settle for poverty. because paycheck means poverty. That's it. You don't have enough. Tens of millions of American households right now have no meaningful financial buffer. They are one emergency away, one medical bill, one life changing, something that happens naturally in life, one life changing situation away, one layoff away, one unexpected repair away can ravel hard years of work. Stability has become the new luxury. Yeah, that's real wealth where I'm stable. Where I know that if I don't get a phone call telling me not to report in or that my job is over through email or through Zoom or whatever, I'm still stable. I'm still cool. No sweat off my back. Okay. Nice working here. Nice knowing y'all. No sweat off my back. That's what it's about. Stability, freedom. If you fire me, I'm still free. I'm not in bondage. I'm not finna go into some deep dark depression. I'm not finna go and start panicking. I'm not finna do that. I have stability. Rising costs of everything. Pay attention, my brothers and my sisters. Housing, food, insurance, utilities have all escalated beyond wage growth. Our money ain't matching the madness. Our money is not matching the inflation. Our money is not matching the taxes. It's not. It's not growing at the same rate. We got 3% in the last 5 years pay raise, and everything with gas, utilities, and everything else combined is up 76% combined. And we only got 3% pay raise, over the last 5 years. The average family is working extremely hard and falling further behind simultaneously. Income alone is no longer a solution. The AI and automation shift entire industries right before our eyes. We see it on the news every day are being restructured by artificial intelligence and automations. Jobs that once offered security are evaporating. Those who learn to leverage their tools will prosper, but those who don't will be displaced. The owners versus consumer gap, the gap between those who own assets and those who simply consume them, is widening at an accelerated pace. Owners have to build equity now. Consumers are building debt. Okay? This is the era of learning how to build, not just survive. We can't just survive it. We can't just fake it till we make it. We have to learn how to build so we are preserved. Okay? The question isn't whether the economy will reward builders. It's doing it already. I brought a lot of receipts showing you guys that people in AI is making almost $1 million a year. So becoming a millionaire ain't hard. Netflix and OpenAI is paying $775,000 a year. And you don't have to have no coding, just no basic AI. And matter of fact, it's so detailed that they are looking for people who will just do storytelling. Can you use AI to come up with stories? Can you use AI to story tell? Because story sells. And we will pay you $775,000 every single year. AI researchers are making $2.5 million. They're signing contracts that are way more money than LeBron James and Kobe Bryant has ever made. I showed you guys the articles. So AI and automation is shifting whole entire industries. And you have to own. You can no longer consume. You have to own. Those who own assets and those who consume, the gap is widening so bad at an accelerated pace. Okay? We have to build equity. We have to use money to buy assets that build equity, not use money to buy things or consume things that make us feel good. We have to preserve. Okay? This economy right now is rewarding builders. There's no question about it. The question is whether you're positioned to be one of them, because right now you can. There's no barrier to entry that is stopping you. This is the foundational mentorship, the room where everything begins. Family of Millionaires is built specifically for households that are ready to stop improvising with their finances and start operating with intention, clarity, and a real plan. Most families have never been taught the rules of money, credit, and wealth, and we got to learn them now. I'm telling you. If we don't learn anything else, we got to learn how to actually play the game so we can win the game. Okay. We have to learn how the system works so we can dominate the system. What system? The system that is trying to enslave us and has already enslaved us for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. If this system dominates in the AI space, then it's dominating everybody who don't know how to use AI. And that is why it is replacing millions of people every single day. We just seen all of those people working for Spirit Airline. Can you imagine the fear? Can you imagine the hopelessness? Can you imagine, just everything that those people are dealing with? They're flying in the air, making the skies friendlier for people, and over the microphone, over the airways, they are told that this is it. Ground all flights at 3 a.m. That is your final call. And wherever the people are, no, it's in the bottom cabinet right there. Wherever you at, you got to find your way back. Other airlines is trying to help these people get back home. What about their paychecks? What about their pay? What about their bills for next month? You are put in such a tough position because you don't know where to go. You don't have a backup plan. Your credit was not important to you. It has to be important to you. And this is the foundation, because if they take your job and you run out of money, you can always leverage your credit. I don't know why this is the least important to people, because this is a lifeline that can literally save your life. If those people that just got fired while they was in the air making sure people got to their destination safely, if these people have good credit, then they have stability. Okay, I can leverage my credit. I can leverage my credit to pay my mortgage or my rent for the next couple of months while I figure this out. I can leverage my credit to move if need be. I can leverage my credit to receive cash from my cash back rewards. Builders are rewarded. I just said that. And when you build your credit structure properly, you are rewarded. We are not rewarded for cash transactions, no more than a thank you, come back again, and a receipt. We are not rewarded for spending cash, but we are rewarded for using credit. Hands down. You can go into the bank and have zero income, none, no money, but you got a 720 score. They will not even ask you for documentation. I never forget when a man at a car dealership told me, "Hey, sister, your credit pretty bad right now. We can't help you right now, but let me tell you something. If you go home and work on your credit and get your credit score to a 700, you can walk in any dealership and never even have to show documentation." When my husband got that 700 credit score, we went to literally 3 or 5 lots all in the same week and bought an Escalade, a F-250, a Challenger, a Jeep Cherokee, and we had a Hyundai. Yeah, I think it was a Hyundai. In 1 week, no proof of income shown at all. This was the fastest experience we ever had at a car dealership. We was in and out. Okay? We was in and out. Unbelievable. What he said was the truth. And then when I got into business and found out that you can be broke, okay? Absolutely broke. Have a 720 credit score. Go into any bank. They will not ask you for documentation if you want to receive a loan. Okay? So building your credit is so important. So important. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It's even more important because they get ready to roll out this new credit scoring model, and it is going to harm a lot of people. It's going to be so unbelievable when you see your credit score in the 100 and 200 range because you carried over your credit card debt, because certain medical bills hit your report. The crazy stuff that they got going on is intended so that we don't have no ownership, because they know ownership equals freedom. If I can get you indebted, you can never own. You'll be a slave. The Bible itself say the lender, the borrower is a slave to the lender. Oh no man nothing but to love him, because the borrower becomes a slave to the lender. Man, you owe me my money. And you gonna go to jail, you gonna go to court, you gonna get your, you know what, whooped, whatever, until you give me my money. We gonna harass you down, call your job, garnish your wages, whatever, until you give me my money. You are a slave to the lender. And this is the reason why they offer all these things to get us consuming, so we never have ownership, because ownership equals real freedom. Okay? So in this family of millionaires, this is built especially for households that are ready to stop improvising with their finances and start operating, with intention, clarity, and a real plan. Most families have not been taught the rules of money. They have not been taught the rules of credit or wealth. This mentorship closes that gap. It delivers the financial literacy, structural framework, and mindset shift necessary to move a household from survival mode into stability, and from stability into growth, and from growth into freedom. This is not a course, this is not a webinar. This is a mentorship that is designed to rewire the way that your family thinks about money, opportunity, and legacy permanently. First and foremost, off the rip, you're going to get credit education. Mm-hmm. You need it? Here you go. 1 second, y'all. Excuse me. So the very first thing we're going to stand on and we're going to do is build a foundation. Because if you go build walls and build beams on a rocky foundation, your whole house going to fall down. You got to understand and build credit as a financial tool. No, I'm telling you, just lay it down or put it on the charger. And then after we go ahead and get your credit together, we go ahead and we get you funded. Okay. We get the credit together so we can get you funded. There is a lot of money that is available to a lot of people if you just fix your credit. I'm telling you right now what I know. I'm telling you what I have witnessed. I'm telling you what my clients have witnessed. I'm telling you what I have seen with my own eyes. I'm telling you what I have done. I'm telling you what I have obtained and received when you get your credit together. The sky is not even the limit. And I wish Somebody would have taught me this sooner in my life. I wish that somebody would have told me the importance of credit. I wouldn't have had to work as hard and as long and as gruesome as I did if I would have known that I could leverage my credit. I had a poor mindset, so I did not care about my credit. But once you fix your credit, the funds is available. I'm telling you that 100%. And Donald Trump's administration has released a lot of funding for small business owners. Even if you're a sole proprietor, a DBA doing business as, there is a lot of money. So you learn how to access that capital. Most families never know exists. I didn't know it exists. A lot of funding opportunities that I'm still learning didn't know existed. I did not know this. And when I found out, I was absolutely devastatedly shocked. Because I'm like, wow, there is a whole entire mob of people that don't know this information. After you get the money, we got to structure you. We got to organize that money. We got to make that money purposeful. Okay? We got to protect that money. I'm not talking about protecting those large amounts of cash. We take the money, we buy assets, we protect the assets by putting proper structure in order. I'm going to put a trust over here. I'm going to use an insurance policy over here. I'm going to make sure that this recycle and everybody in my household has an insurance policy. And that is how we are going to protect the trust. And not only are we going to protect the trust, we're going to use the money that we are recycling inside of the trust to go leverage us more assets to bring back inside of the trust. We are going to create a family legacy of wealth creators, millionaires, multimillionaires, because we're going to do this as a family. And we're going to structure it the right way so that not only we make the money, we protect the money, but we live tax-free off the money. You got to know what things are tax-free. You don't know what are tax-free. That's why they reward builders. If I'm going to go buy some land, that's a tax-free write-off. If I'm giving it to a nonprofit organization, that's a tax-free write-off. If I'm investing in myself and learning education, not going to school, Harvard, that is not a tax write-off. But when you are learning business and when you are learning new skill sets, that is a 100% tax write-off. There are tax deductions if you learn how to play the game. So all builders, and this is why they're mad at billionaires, they call them the super ultra rich. How did they get that way? Because they learned the game and they learn how to win the game by learning the rules of the game and structuring their stuff the way that they needed to structure. Give me 1 second, you guys. My apologies. And then you learn wealth habits. Okay. After you structure, you learn wealth habits. You build the daily disciplines that compound over time. So now you go from a consumer mindset to, hey, I just got 100,000 from office insurance policy. I'm going to take this 100,000 and I'm going to go invest it in a property or something that is already valued at $1.4 million. So now I just 10x my investment. Put 100,000 in, it's already valued at 1.4 million. Okay, I'm going to allow that property to appreciate. I'm going to take some revenue out of it once I, got enough appreciation on it, or I'm going to go get a loan that is not credit based but asset based. I now have 1.4 million in assets, so I can go borrow half of that against that asset, and I'm going to take that money that I either take out for equity or that I borrow, and then I'm going to go buy another property or two. Okay, so now you start doing daily disciplines that compound. Let me go put some of this money in gold. Let me go put some of this money in silver. Let me go buy some businesses that are already generating assets and then take that to the SBA to get expansion money on it. Okay, so after you do these things, now you have a household system that you have created operational structures that your whole entire family can execute. And the mission is to help ambitious families move from financial survival to sustainable stability and build a foundation upon which true generational wealth can be constructed. Households tired of living without a clear financial roadmap, families who want to understand credit and leverage for the first time, parents who want to model financial excellence for their children, and anyone ready to stop reacting to money and start commanding it, then this is for you. It's called Foundation First, then Expansion. This mentorship, what you're going to learn in this mentorship. The Family of Millionaires curriculum is built to deliver both knowledge and transformation, but most importantly, execution. Every lesson is tied to real world outcomes, not theory for the sake of theory, but strategy designed to move the needle on your household's financial life. First things first, we're going to go ahead and get the personal together, the credit, and we're going to build the business. Because while you're getting the personal together, you can definitely leverage the business. And the business credit is a way bigger bag than the personal one. So if you're going to go have a business, get a million, we got your personal together, you can go get a million on the personal side. So you're going to learn how credit scores are built, okay, how they are maintained, and how they are leveraged for both personal and business use. You're going to understand trade lines, utilization, how to hide those things, how to dispute, the strategic way by the law to dispute inaccurate, obsolete, derogatory, or erroneous accounts on your consumer report, and how to position your credit profile to access real capital. Okay. And then we move into the wealth mindset and financial structure, which we shift you from a scarcity operating system. I want to share this quick testimony. There was a young lady, well, there still is, but there was a young lady who had a scarcity mindset. When I asked her this question, after we got her $25,000, okay, her first big bag, got her 25K. I asked her, if I would have mentioned to you last week, if I just would have said, yeah, $25,000, what would your reaction would have been? She was like, wow, that's a lot of money. If you would have just said 25K, you didn't even have to say it cost 25K. You didn't have to say we made 25K. You can just put out the word 25K. Her mind will already comprehend that is a lot of money. Who told you that lie? Who told you $25,000 was a lot of money? How do you know that? It's a lot of money to you because you've never seen it, that much money. But that's not a lot of money. $1 million is not a lot of money. I said, now that you have been approved for $25,000 first time in your life, is that a lot of money? She said, no. I said, why? She said, because I'm hungry for more. Once I saw that I could get 25,000, now I need more than that. And that is really, really important in the mindset. You can't do that by yourself because it's hard. But once you get 50,000, your next goal will be to get 100,000. Why? Because your mind will tell you you got 50. You can get 100K. When you get 100K, you can say, I definitely can do 200, 250K. Why? Because your mind will tell you you did 100K. 200 and 250K is not a hard thing. So we're going to definitely deal with that mindset. It is very important. We got to shift from a scarcity operating system to an ownership mentality. You got to learn how to structure your household. Learn how to structure your household's finances, separate personal and business money, and build systems that accumulate wealth passively over time. And then we're going to use the multiple income streams, which will produce you legacy, and then how to plan for that legacy. So we will explore diversified income ideas, so many that you'd be like, whoa, okay? I'm at least going to give you 7 to 8 different opportunities for income streams and show you how to set them up, run them the whole 9 yards, okay? How to automate it all. How you don't even got to be involved after the initial setup, okay? How to connect the dots between today's income and tomorrow's legacy. How to begin thinking beyond a single paycheck towards assets, businesses, and inherited wealth. Results members may experience better financial organization. That's 100%. A household that operates with a clear financial structure, budgets, systems, and roles rather than reactive spending. Improve access to opportunities. You definitely going to have access to opportunities. Bankers, the connections by themselves, the systems, the software you would use to go ahead and clean up your credit within a blink of an eye. So you're going to have a stronger financial profile that opens doors to funding, business credit, and investment vehicles that were previously inaccessible. What you learn is what you can teach. If you learn how to go ahead and remove student loans from a consumer report, you can teach that. If you learn how to go into PenFed and get $25,000, you can teach that. If you learn how to go to Navy Federal and get $75,000, which is a total of $100,000, you can teach that. If you learn what softwares that could actually create your dispute letters, even send them off and track and let you know what was deleted, what was, remain verified, create your second round of dispute letters, then you can help other people do this. Okay. So this is not just a personal model that you can help your own self, but this is also a business model that you learn where you can turn this into a $1 million empire. I don't know if y'all know, but everybody that deals in credit and funding, they're always 7-figure earners. Always. 100%. Okay. And then you get confidence with your money decisions. You stop second guessing every financial choice. You move with clarity, conviction, and a strategic perspective on every dollar, which also leads to you having stronger household direction. Every member of the family understands the financial mission, creating alignment, accountability, and shared momentum towards the same goals. Okay, so that is a 3-month mentorship. Let me go back there. That is a 3-month mentorship where you learn, get access, execute, and then you set up how you are actually going to help other people get their credit together and get funded, because now you have a whole entire system. I have an entire system that takes you from start, wherever you are in your credit journey, get that together, access you funding, protect that funding, and then we're going to go ahead and start making little daily, decisions towards, expanding and growing and just keeping our money flowing, right? We learn all of that. Multiple streams of income. These are systems, because now having, you got some coming in from just a little, let's see if I can, you got some coming in just from a $10. Whoop, that's coming in. Okay. You got some stocks or bonds. Whoop, that's coming in. You got some real estate rental income. Whoop, that's coming in. Okay. You got some freelance and consulting. You helping other people now. Whoop, that's coming in. Okay. You got operating funds or whatever the case may be. High yield savings account. You got a PRA, private reserve account. Okay. You got businesses that are making you money. That's coming in. You got emergency reserve. That's coming in. Okay. You got an investment portfolio, multiple streams of income, a highway so that you never run dry. You get access to all of that. Okay. My guarantee inside of the family of millionaires, my guarantee, you're going to get access to $250,000 first. So you get access to the tools and the resources, show you how to get your credit all the way together. You get access to the credit sweeps, you get access to the credit hacks. Not only that, you get access to a certain framework that uses Supreme Court law, that also uses consumer law, okay, uh, to remove any item from your credit report forever, never ever to be returned. Okay. And then I give you the prompts, I give you all of that you need to go ahead and create your dispute letters, send them off. I give you the information where you can go ahead and never even have to leave your home. Click on a tab and be able to send your mail certified. Okay, monitor what is getting deleted, what is being verified, quote unquote. You get access to go ahead and bind the little dogs, okay, that is reporting to the big dogs. And just to make this in a simpler terminology, there are other credit bureaus other than TransUnion, Experian, Equifax that reports to TransUnion, Experian, Equifax. So you get all of the documents that you need to send, that stuff off, to bind them from reporting any information on you. You get access on how to go ahead and build your credit. If you're removing things, credit age from your credit report, you have to use things to replace that credit age. And that could be simply a trade line. You get access to those trade lines. You get access to banking reps. You know exactly who to call or who to talk to when it comes to getting funded. You get a system created, okay, where you can go ahead and get qualifying leads so that now you can help fund other people, get a percentage off of that. You get them funded for 100,000. That's a $10,000 pay for yourself. You get them funded $1,000,000. That is $100,000 payout for yourself. How to set up your merchant account, okay? How to be able to, get your money. You got to know that. You're the one getting them funded. Your contract is already done for you. I give you all of that inside of the family of millionaires. It is the best business to have, period, for the simple fact that everybody needs money. And you don't even got to be a grown up to need money. Young people need money. Teenagers need money. If you can help people change their financial future and you can help people solve their financial problems, then those will be problems that you will eliminate from your own life. This is why people in the credit and the funding space are hands down 7-figure earners, even the scammers. Hello, somebody. Even those who out scamming folks still hit 7 figures. Why? Because they tapped into a niche that solves a problem that will eradicate the problem that they have, and that is helping people find money. Okay. To get into that mentorship, it is a 1K investment, not even a whole 1,000 piece. It's $997. It is 3 months. Okay. We set up everything from scratch. Everything that I just covered that you get. At the end of the mentorship, you get access to lenders that will fund you $250,000 plus. I showed you guys a receipt of my last client saying that one lender offered him 350,000 and the other up to $7 billion. Okay, so you will have lenders locally in your area, or you will have lenders uh, within the United States that deals with you or your business wherever they are. So at the end of the 250K guaranteed in 30 days, show you how to get fintech funding that does not go off of your credit score. I show you how to play with money to make money appear on your bank statement, so you can go after certain funding, all kinds of hacks, so that you and your family get $250,000 first, and then know what to do with that $250,000 so that money just keep growing. We don't just take that 250K and go spend it here, there, and everywhere. We actually plant our seed purposefully so that we can make more money. I get 250,000 and go put it down, that 250,000 on $1 million apartment complex. Okay? This thing is generating me $1 million. I put 250,000 down. I can take this $1 million project that I just bought and go to the SBA and say, I would like to expand and go build another one. But I'm going to need this time 2 point something million, 3 million. And you can get that hands down. There is so much money for builders available right now. Okay, so much money for those looking to build any type of rental property. This is how you eradicate homelessness. This is how you solve problems. And this is how you grow your dough 1000%. This is how you grow your dough. So we show you what to do with the money and how to protect it, set up your trust. All of that stuff is included in the mentorship. And like I said, it is $997. Okay. I'm only accepting 5. This will be cohort number 2. Just took, I said 5 initially, and 11 or either 12 showed up. Said, nope, I want to get up in this, and then I begin to produce y'all receipts showing y'all how they went and got 25,000 in their first 2 or 3 days of starting the mentorship, $50,000 within the first 7 days of starting the mentorship. Showed you how they were able to get access to multiple no interest credit cards, where now they have leverage to go buy real estate, go buy businesses that are already, generating income. They have the whole 9 yards. How to take that to the SBA, and get more money to actually go rinse, wash, and repeat what they just did. So I'm only taking 5. Okay, this will be my last family of millionaires that I'm going to do because God asked me to do it. So this will be my last 5. It was only originally supposed to be one cohort, and that was it. But we got super excited. We saw great results, and I just felt compelled to allow 5 more who really want to see something different in their financial forecast in their lives that they have never seen before. So I'm only taking 5 beautiful brethren into this family of millionaires, and I'm going to show you how to go get you $250,000 first, and then how to become the money plug so you can help others get more than $250,000. And like I said, now you're dealing with clients who pay you on a percentage base, 10%. I get you funded. And you got all the connections to get them funded. The banking reps, you know who's going to do pre-qualified. You know which app to go and join to get access to over 300 credit unions. I give you all of that, okay? And then you get a guarantee, $250,000. Guaranteed. It's written in stone, okay? You can get up to 50K in the first 3 or 4 days just on fintech money alone. And like I said, fintech is not traditional banking, but 30 days guaranteed. get access to $250,000. Okay. I was going to get into another one, but I said that I would only be here short, sweet, straight to the beat, like an hour short, sweet, straight to the beat. But I will go ahead and let me see how I can get this back on the screen. Uno momento. Let's see. All right, I'll just put this over here like this. And yeah, I'll go ahead. If there's any questions or anything of that sort, please feel free to drop them down in the comment section. I would be glad to, answer any of your questions should you have any questions. But it is first come, first serve. First five, sign up. We ready to rock and roll. Okay. The first cohort is coming to an end, so I'm gonna go ahead and get everybody that needs to be in the second cohort. Inside of the cohort, this is where you would absolutely begin to learn how to play this game, the three games of life that I call the money game, the tax game, and the credit game. You will definitely change your life, change your family's trajectory. And I would be so honored to lead you in that path. Okay. Stop letting your paycheck keep you poor. Learn how to use the system, learn the rules, play the game, and win the game. Okay. Contact information is now on the screen, right at the bottom of the ticker where it says on live only discount opportunities. Above that is my email, phone, payment platforms that I am only accepting for those of my cousins who've been rocking and it's your time. Then go ahead and secure your spot. Make sure you put it in the description, your email, so I can send you access. And with that being said, I love you guys. And I believe right now we're in the greatest dispensation of time. Even though there's a lot of bad things going on, there is a lot of good things that are going on as well. And I just choose to be on that good side, the receiving side of the good things that are absolutely readily available for us. That being said, you guys have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, night, whenever you are watching this. I want it to be absolutely pleasant. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon.